Yeah, but we would go back in there, like there was dogs in there, my child was in there, we had a little tarot card station, tons of snacks, like when we left the attic, it was, we would go back in there and it was, just normal.
And also there's like an understanding that, like Jessie said, like everybody was showing up and being there and bringing themselves to it. That you just saw into someone's soul basically in this film in a way that I think is really brave and really courageous and takes a huge amount of humanity. And I think we all respected the fact that we didn't need to say, is that because something happened? We didn't need to talk about the darkness or what might have been triggering for us or anything like that. It just, there was an understanding that we were like, we're all here and I've seen what you've just done and let's have a snack.
I wanted to ask about, for Rooney and Ben, about sort of exploring this beautiful relationship between August and Ona, and I feel so traditional, and I'm like, just get married. And I mean, your scenes together are so beautiful, and I was just wondering sort of how you explored that and how you sort of found the relationship in those moments in those scenes.
Go on, guys.
Go on. They were beautifully written, and we were so lucky to have the book. There's so much backstory in the book, so much more than is in the film. We had even, I think, more together that isn't in the film. The whole squirrel chasing thing. So we were lucky to have had this whole, the whole backstory of the book, and it's very easy working with Ben and finding something.
Rooney's very easy to be in love with, basically. Sorry, but it's the truth. I feel like I have to sort of just say that these are the three of my favourite actors in the world. And I was such, it's just amazing, isn't it? Just amazing.
It is amazing.
Watch people working like this, amazing.
Yeah.
And easy, really, because everyone. Anyway, as you said, Claire, it's just like everyone just delivered. So we did it. We just got on with it.
Yeah. We just got on with it. For God's sake.
Well, I mean, to that, on the opposite side of the sort of the quiet, sweet sort of moments between Ona and August, I wanted to talk with Claire and Jessie about, there are moments of such strong fury of both of these characters in such strikingly different ways. And I was wondering sort of how you approach that. I mean, Claire, you have that monologue sort of towards the end of the film that is absolutely staggering, and it's a lot of text and it's a lot of emotion, and how you approached that.
Originally, Judith Ivey shared a lot of that monologue. Do you remember that in the rehearsal?
Yes.
In the rehearsal, there was this absolutely horrific moment where I could see the cogs turning in Sarah's head, and I just knew what she was going to say before she said it. And Judith went, "I just don't know whether I should say this." And then Sarah just turned to my little box in Zoom and went, "Claire, how would you feel about saying what Judith said as well?" And I was like, not great. Because I think it's that thing of a big monologue is a scary, I think I've also got some sort of memory of traumatic events at drama school where we had to stand up and do monologues, Shakespearean monologues in front of the whole school in a leotard. And just how mortifying. And exposing it is, there's nowhere to hide as an actor. There's nothing you can do. What do you, it's just language and you're supposed to be good at it. That's supposed to be what you do for a living. It's really scary. So I didn't relish it at all. But I think my fear of it didn't dissipate. But I think there's just, I've got to the point in my career, I think, where I can know that I've done enough experiences of things that have gone terribly wrong, or enough experiences of things that I haven't felt emotionally connected to. Yeah. And in this, I obviously did loads of work on it, but I knew that I had to just be there and get out of the way. And very luckily, I had Rooney sat about 2 centimetres away from me, and I was looking at Judith. There wasn't really a lot I had to do. I just felt it. No, it's fine.
wondering about if you could talk a little bit about tapping into this sort of rage of Marika, and it is so potent, and it is so, I think, for the audience, the character that's probably hardest to understand in some ways, her viewpoint and especially her worldview, and I was wondering how you approached that and how you tackled that. Sorry.
I don't know. I guess the thing that, like I said, that interested me about her was, and that I really felt I need to understand this, because I know this woman, you know, I know this rage, I know this pain, I know there's lots of people in the world who have that, and that comes from somewhere, you know, and that's not just coming from a patriarchy, but it's also coming from a legacy that's shared down between us as women. And where that came out and how it was nothing to do with me, you know, you just kind of get to know somebody, you know, it was there on the page, it was there in the relationships that she was surrounded with, it was with, you know, sadly this is like a timeless ancient story, you know, like this film is timeless, this conversation is timeless, and this experience is timeless, and I think the only way to kind of transcend through it is to go through it, and for Marika, she really had to go through it, like she had to. And I really feel fiercely defensive of her, because I understand that she's hard. She was hard work. Sometimes she, you know, she's kind of like an armadillo who's so terrified of something she might find in herself that she didn't recognize could be there, and in a way unlearn everything that she's learned in her life so that she could learn something new. And I think the thing that I'm kind of recognizing with this film and the conversations that I've been having and the group that you know, the people that we share this with, is that everybody comes into this story with a heightened perspective of what their life choice is and what they want, and where their dreams can exist and where they can't exist. And you can't judge that, you know. I think we've been kind of emotionally contorted to be palatable in our lives, and without questioning where those things might come from. And I feel like my job was not to judge this character, was to actually let her be, you know, and let her just kind of go through it all so that she could let go of it all.
Yeah, beautiful.